Hi, thinking about replacing the stock Shox on your Harley? Well, hang out and I'm going to show you the one that I picked. The last 3 weeks I've been showing you the brands I've been looking at, and this week is the big reveal. So hang out and find out the pros and cons of all of them and which one I picked and why. Hello and welcome to Road Rush Nation. I'm Terry, your host here, and thank you so much for stopping by and checking out the channel. If you're a member of the nation, thank you, and we're so glad to have you part of us. If you'd like to be a member of the nation, it's free. All you need to do is give us a thumbs up, and don't forget to hit that subscribe button and that bell so you don't miss out on any upcoming episodes. So let me give you kind of a recap of what this is all about. Over the last 3 weeks, I've been showing you the different brands of Shox that I've been looking at for my beautiful 2021 Street Glide Special Arctic Blast. I looked at the Wilbers, Legends, and the last one from last week was the Super Shox. Okay. I told you I made a decision on my suspension and we're having them here. Worth has come to pick up the bike because I want to stay married and we could do the install ourselves, but Aaron's been busy working on a bathroom and doing a remodel, so I says no. I'm going to have Worth pick it up and it'll be done right. And when it comes back, I'll tell you which one I got. There you go, we're good. On my bike.
Well, it's not his. You don't worry about it.
Yeah, it does, because you'll listen to me complain every time. Thanks.
Alright, I'm gonna go over and get mine back.
Get yours? Okay, no. I'm going to give you the pros and cons of each so that I can show you why I decided on which ones I picked. Now, just to refresh your memory, this is a non-sponsored video. So this was all out of my own pocket. None of the vendors, none of the manufacturers sent me anything to say, oh yeah, you need to pick ours. This was totally out of my pocket, my budget. So this is more of a realistic one to look at. So let me go over first the brands that we looked at, or I looked at, I should say, Wilbers, Legends, and Super Shox. So let me talk about the goods and the bads first on Wilbers. First of all, Wilbers, if you haven't heard of them, they are amazing. Don't forget, I will have a link at the end of this video to all of those reviews too, and the breakdown, more details. But the first thing is they are amazing. They're a front fork and a rear shock system that I looked at. It is self-leveling. No more turning knobs, no more trying to figure out what's the proper adjustment. The Shox do it all. Those are freaking amazing. What happens basically in a real nutshell here is that the rider gets on, the shock will lower, and adjust. Then if you have a passenger or luggage, it'll adjust again. And then as you ride about 1,000 yards, it comes back up and does the self-leveling. No more touching, no more figuring it out. Those are amazing. I have to say, out of all the systems I looked at, the Wilbers, 5,000 stars. Totally love them. Okay, so there's the pros on them. They are amazing. If I had an endless budget, those would be the one to pick. So with that said, they're around $2,000 for the front and back system. Now, the con also is I was going to have these installed. I was not going to have myself and Aaron do these. Aaron's been working on our bathroom remodel, and I wasn't going to have him go through and say, here dear, help me put these on. I was going to have them installed. Part of the problem for me and Wilbers is that there's no local rep and no shop had ever put them on. Did I have places that offered, they said, yeah, we'll put them on for you if you decide to get them. Okay, I don't want to be the guinea pig for somebody learning on them. So that was kind of not great for me. Not a deal killer, but just something to think about. The one thing is I have talked to my local Harley dealership to talk about being a rep for them so that they could get the Wilbers in if other people needed them. And also just for you folks out in the West Coast, Matt Laidlaw, he does sell the Wilbers, so you can get them from him. That's just an FYI. So unfortunately, the Wilbers didn't fall within my budget. I don't have an endless budget. Like I said, I'm paying for this out of my own pocket. If I did, and if Wilbers had sent me a free set, hell yeah, that would have been the set that I picked. So unfortunately, I didn't go with the Wilbers. Now, the next ones I looked at were Legends. Everybody's heard of the Legends. Now, in fairness, for the last two I looked at, they were not front and back systems. They are just going to be the rear shocks. Let's just say price point, okay? We're talking reality of my budget, right? Plus, I am paying for labor to have them installed, which is not that bad because it usually takes less than an hour for somebody to install the Legends or the Super Shox. Most of your Harley dealerships are going to have Legends reps because Legends is just like all over. Now, Legends has great warranties, limited lifetime, which pretty much all three of them had. You really want to look at that. They're great. You see them everywhere. They're US made, if that's a big deal for you. The Wilbers are from Germany. Legends are from the US. And everybody's got them. Let's face it. If you don't have Legends on, you know, everybody goes, I've got Legends on mine. They do have a front fork system too, but like I said, I wasn't looking at that right now price point. I may do something in the future with the forks, but no, at this point right now, not. So here's the big thing on the Legends. There really wasn't any horribly bad thing, or excuse me, overly positive thing that I saw in the Legends. What I found out recently is Legends is having some problems. I'm sorry. I kind of hang out in my social media writing groups because a lot of the guys are giving you reviews and, you know, you always ask questions. And on Legends, recently they've had some problems. There was one where one of the guys had only had it 2,000 miles and the springs broke. Customer service has gone downhill. Trying to get things fixed if you're having a problem is a real issue. And it's just the recent production of Legends. They're having some problems, and this was even told to me by some good friends that sell Shox and different brands, that the one company they were having problems with right now were Legends. And I was like, what? So when you go to even order, you can't get through to customer service, nobody's there, or I shouldn't say nobody's there, but people there are not answering the phone, and that's a concern. But when you find out that the quality is not there, I think part of the problem with Legends recently is, and I'm talking about anything if you bought after COVID, you know, COVID screwed up a lot of things on getting good quality material, and customer service and all kinds of things have kind of gone downhill. If you had Legends before COVID, I think you won't have any problems. But I think Legends just grew too fast. They're in Sturgis. They've gotten really popular, and it's, when you have growing pains like that, a lot of times quality is what gets next. So for that one, I'm sorry. I'm not going with the Legends. I'm not going to be riding 2,000 miles and have my springs break. That's just no bueno. So with that said, the one I went with was the Super Shox. And I have to say, totally love them. Now, Super Shox, yes, they are, the company has a racing background, and you know that that was kind of an important thing for me because I understand the racing mentality. You've got to have great products, you've got to have quality, durability. If you get a bad reputation in the racing world, you're toast. You're just gone. But they're out of Chicago. We were able to call right away and get my order in. They asked all the questions, what my riding style was, what was I looking for. And at first I thought it was going to be 3 weeks, and they told me nope, 1 to 2. I ordered them through Worth Harley Davidson. Butch is the rep there. So just go in there if you're in the Kansas City area, or if you're in the Midwest and looking for a really great Super Shox rep that can kind of help you. And I say rep, they're, you know, sales representatives, but I would suggest you talk to Butch at Worth Harley Davidson. Just tell him you heard about it from here at Road Rush Nation. I told him that we would be putting that out, so he'll be expecting some calls from you. I know he's helped out people in Colorado to order them. But he and I got on the phone. He asked the questions for me of what my riding style, he knew the bike, everybody at Worth knows this bike, but what my style was, what was I looking for. The people at Super Shox, boom, 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 they said, yep, we'll have them out within about a week to 2 weeks is what they told us. It was about a week. I had to pay for shipping, no big deal. Got them put on, and I have to say, wow, what a difference. Aaron and I had taken a ride out on them, and we've been on those transitions is what I always look for from a bridge on the freeway, and that's usually where you get jarred. I still feel in the front, because you're going to feel it in the front forks because those are still stock, excuse me. That's my stock. But when my back end, I'm not flying off. I'm watching Aaron bounce the back end. Me, I'm just, ooh, this butter. And the price point was great because I was quoted $725 for those. Less than an hour of labor, boom, done. It was the best decision ever. I would highly recommend the Super Shox. Haven't had them on that long. I'm sure in a couple months, and after we come back from our trip that's in Florida at the end of June, beginning of July, I had to think about when that was, I can give you a better report on how great or how bad they are. Right now, I have no complaints. I am super stoked that I got these. I love it. This weekend, we are traveling down to Eureka Springs in Arkansas. We'll be down there for the Springs Fling. We will be there with Adam Sandoval too, who's starting his Great American Convoy for the 120th. We'll be part of that. We have a meet and greet at the Cat House down there. Anyway, if you know the riding down on the Pig Trail down there in Arkansas, it's got all the curves and such. I'll get a chance to really test them out. So hopefully you found this series informative and helpful, and gave you a couple of brands that you hadn't thought of. We all look at the Legends, we look at Olin's. I didn't look at the Olin's because I compared them to Legends. The Wilbers, if I had an endless budget, that would have been them. Gotta hit that lottery, I guess. But with reality, I'm gonna stick with the Super Shox. I have been extremely happy with them. Great product, talked about to them. Also, one thing I didn't get to mention was that if you don't have saddlebags and you want color on your coils, they can do that. You'll see that picture that I've kind of used. They can do a lot of custom stuff for you. It's a company that wants you to be happy, and they stand behind their product, and they've been around for quite some time. And I'm just really thrilled that I finally got my comfy Shox put on. So thank you again for stopping by and checking it out, the channel. Don't forget to give us a thumbs up, and if you'd like to be part of the nation, it's free. Just hit that subscribe button, and don't forget to hit that bell. Again, thanks for watching, appreciate it, and don't forget, life's too short, so let's go ride.